Hello and welcome to Owensville Dutchmen baseball field today for today's matchup between the Owensville Dutchmen baseball team and the Cuba Wildcats. My name is Tyler Ehring, and I am here with a wonderful
machine. Anya being colder.
machine. Anya, I haven't even actually hardly talked to her at all. I just saw her show up at the game. I was like, hey, do you want to be on a broadcast? And she was down to do it. Anya, you're back home from Springfield, right?
Yes.
Anya graduated last year, was a TV studio student. As you see, the coaches here talking before the game, at the pregame meeting, going over ground rules. Anya, how was your first year of college, and are you back home for the summer?
It was good. I actually had a lot of fun, and I'm home until May 31st, and then move back to Springfield.
You're home until May 31st?
Yes.
So do you got band stuff going on this summer or what?
Yeah, but it's not till August. I'm just moving back up there, getting a job.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're just spreading your wings and flying away. My gosh. How are your parents handling this?
Fine, I think.
Oh, okay.
I
Well,
have Owen to deal with right now.
oh, well, not for long.
Yeah.
And then they're really going to be like,
Yeah, he's the baby, so it's fine if I move.
and this baby that we're talking about is actually the starting pitcher for the Dutchmen today. He is a senior this year, and he will be graduating on Friday this week. Coming into this game, I wanted to give you guys a little insight as I'm going to have to announce. Anya, take it away.
Okay, he's announcing right now. I don't know what he was going to say. But, yeah, Owen's my little brother. I guess he's pitching today. He is in band, and, he plays baseball. I'm really good at this. Hold on. He just put me on the spot like this. Okay, he's in band. He plays baseball. He's going to Mizzou in Columbia. He's going to do fishery and wildlife sciences, and he's going to become a conservation agent. I don't actually know all of the seniors, so I don't want to name off only a few, so I'll just talk about Owen because he's my brother. So, yeah, but he's going to move in August to Columbia. Mr. T's right now announcing Cuba's lineup. We got number 5, number 11, number 3, number 24, number 6, number 12, number 26, number 9,
playing catcher. And batting ninth, number 13, Jasper Silva, playing third base.
and number 13,
Number 15, right field,
and then number 15. So that was their lineup. And now he's doing our voice.
Gentlemen of the home crowd, make some noise for the home team, the Owensville Dutchmen, playing shortstop, number 2, senior Zayden Gates.
We got our first senior out there, Zayden, number 2, on shortstop, question mark.
Number 8, Logan Bailey.
And then we got another senior, Logan Bailey, playing
First
right
base, batting 3,
or
third,
left. I don't know,
Landon
outfield.
Crammy.
Oh, we got another senior, Landon Crammy,
Playing
number
third
9.
base, Junior Chase Wyrick.
We got Chase Wyrick, Jr., number 23.
Catcher for the Dutchman, Chris Allen.
We got Chris going out there,
At second
23
base,
something.
Jansen
I don't
Lev.
know. I'm scared. I haven't done. Oh, number 12.
Playing right
Okay.
field,
Oh,
Leighton
and we got another
Bowmeyer.
senior, Jansen Lab, number 5. Oh, we got Leighton
DH,
Holmeyer,
Elias Medlock.
number 21. And then we got another senior, Elias DHing,
And center fielder for the
number
Dutchman, Jaden
Elias
Gurlman.
Medlock, number 4. And then Jaden
Pitching for the
Gurlman,
Dutchman today,
another
senior
senior,
Owen
24.
Dinkelder.
And then we got Owen pitching. He's also senior, number 20. That's the rest of the team. Walking
Ladies
up
and gentlemen,
now.
you can please rise and read your caps for the playing of the national anthem.
Okay. So our boys are going out there. Owen's going to start warming up with Chris. Oh, thank God Mr. T's coming back.
Anya, how did you do?
Um,
You had to do better than me on the microphone, right?
yeah, actually I did.
Yeah, I was.
I just talked about Owen's future plans. That was it.
Oh, okay. Fantastic. And Owen's future plans, let me make sure I understand correctly. Nature, fish and wildlife management at Mizzou.
Yes, you got it right.
I know these things, man. I'm good. I am good. Not to toot my own horn here, but all right. So first off, we'll take you around the horn here and show you this Dutchman defense, and we will also take you around our cameras here. So first up, you got our press box cam. This is right here in the press box with us. Allows you to see the play after the ball is in play. Next up, this is going to be our camera run by none other than Peyton Pendleton, sophomore here at OHS. He's also on the JV baseball team, and he is running this camera from behind home plate. The weather is actually cooperating with us today. It's not rainy or windy, so we have an outfield cam that'll be able to show you the pitch as it comes in, just like you'd watch on a Cardinal game. And last but not least, we are experimenting today with a drone view camera, which we will try to go to every now and then. It's not up in the sky right now, but that will be done by Owen Beancolder. If you heard...
Granite.
Yeah, granted. I was thinking Owen.
No, it's okay.
Right. You can.
It's okay.
I make tons of mistakes. Last time Mr. Altmaier was up here, he just made fun of me the whole time. So you can make fun of me too if you want.
Okay.
All right, catching for the Dutchman today, take you around the horn is Chris Allen at first base is Landon Crammy, Jansen Leb at second, Zayden Gates at short, Chase Wyrick at third. On the mound, wrap up the infield is senior Owen Beancolder. In center field, you got Jaden Gerleman. Right field, you got a person who haven't seen the lineup a whole ton, and it's Leighton Homeyer. I believe he's a sophomore. And then in left field, you got senior Logan Bailey. And we are about to get underway here. You want to call the play-by-play?
I can try. Okay, Owen threw a strike.
That was a great shot. You know, as a coach, the best thing that you can see is your pitcher's getting ahead early in the count. That's exactly what Owen's done here, as that one misses inside just a little bit. And I got a technical difficulty right at the beginning of the game with my scoreboard. So, Anya, I'm going to let you take it away here.
Oh, God. Okay. Owen's walking back up to the mound, scratching his feet, nodding his head.
Scratching his feet? I've never heard that call on a baseball broadcast before.
Okay, it was a ball inside again. He's scratching his feet on the turf. See, he does it every time.
Okay. I think I understand
Sorry,
what you're trying to say
my
now.
bad. Okay, and Owen's also inside.
What's the count right now?
3-2, I believe.
3-2, full count. Okay.
I think.
What nickname do you have for Owen at home? I call him Big O.
I don't know. Sometimes I call him Bozo, but I know that's not nice, and he doesn't like it sometimes. Oh, he struck that guy out. 1 down.
So being Owen's sister, seeing, little brother out there striking people out, just proud of him, just like beaming with pride or what?
Yeah, no, I am glad. I know sometimes he hasn't had exactly what he wanted to happen throughout the past few years with baseball. I don't know. Sometimes I think his passion's not all there, but I don't know. I like getting to see him go out there because I went through some hard things with some sports I played, so I know how it feels, and I like that he gets to go out there.
Well, I've enjoyed getting to watch him play. I've enjoyed getting to have him in class. Does a great job, and last time out he threw lots of strikes and went deep into the ball game, so I'm hoping to see the same thing today here, Anya.
Yeah. I haven't actually gotten to watch him pitch. I wasn't home for that one. So.
All right. So you're home until the end of May, and then you go back.
Yep.
Okay. Did you see our drone cam there? The battery's low, so Grant's going to.
I'm going to have to go land it.
Okay.
All of our batteries are dead. We need to charge them up before we start a game next time.
All right. Looks like we might not have the drone for much of the ball game today, but we did have it a lot for football season if you tuned in for any of those broadcasts. Great shot there by Owen.
We're at a full count now.
All right, so Anya, first year of college, what was the one thing? The ball's put into play here.
Foul
Ball down the third base line. I got a post right in front of me, so it's a little bit hard for me to see. So, Anya, you might have to make the call once the ball's in play.
Oh, gosh. Okay, I'll try my best.
take my sunglasses here. Maybe I can see a little better. So what was the one thing about college your first year that you were not expecting, that caught you off guard?
Um,
The ball's lifted into shallow right field, and that ball is going to drop.
I think I was a person in high school who did like everything, and I was at school for like 15 hours a day. So I had a very set routine, and I think getting to college, I expected myself to keep like kind of a heavy routine, and then I didn't really, I don't know, I wasn't really expecting to not like get up super early got really hard, or getting up super early got really hard for me, even though it's something I did. To Zayden, safe at second.
So on that play, it looked like Zayden was able to get it quickly, had a little trouble getting it over to second base, and then was bobbled by second baseman Jansen Leb, and the Cuba Wildcat runner was in safely. So routines were a little bit harder?
Yeah.
So what would you say to a high schooler right now to help them establish those routines? What's the key?
I would just like,
Should have an infield fly rule here,
Chris caught it, so it's 2 down.
as long as it's fair.
Yeah, I would say just like make sure if you only have one class a day, make sure you're not just going to that class and sitting in bed. At least like walk around campus or go to the gym, even if it's just walking. Like just do something so you don't just go make a really bad habit about sitting in your room all the time.
Okay.
Especially a dorm room, just you'll get tired of it really quick, and it kind of becomes a place you don't want to be if you sit in there too long.
You know, that is one thing that I never had to deal with in college. I never did the dorm life. I always lived in an apartment.
My dorm wasn't bad. I just, by the last few weeks.
Ball hit back to Owen to the pitch. The pitcher, he takes care of himself, throws it over to Landon Crammy, and gets the final out of this first inning. Anya and I will take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Enjoy this nutrition video with our left fielder, Logan Bailey.
I've always been somebody who takes pride in their health, so when I got the opportunity to take nutrition, I knew it would be a great opportunity to help me improve my health and wellness. In nutrition class, I've learned how to make nutritious and healthy meals to give my body the strength it needs throughout the day. We have practiced cooking these meals and using the right balance of health and flavor to make a great meal that anyone can enjoy. I have also built my leadership and communication skills in this class. Therefore, I will be continuing my nutrition education. Show me learning that works.
All right, so come here real quick, Grant. I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about. I got Granted up here in the press box. We're going to move this camera just slightly. So the pitcher is really far on the left side of the screen. So if you can move the camera just a little bit to where the pitcher's a little bit more, like right about here, and that way we got a better shot there. So you have to push this button here. And then you can go down.
9, 6, 5.
There you go. And I got mine on so I can hear you. Thank you, Granite. Can you hear me? Oh, okay. So we were talking about routines and establishing and staying out of your dorm room. Did you have any friends that had apartments? And if so, did you go to them very often, or did you stay at your dorm room most of the time?
I had one of in band, marching band, the very first week of band camp, we got like bigs, like how sororities do bigs. So I had an older friend, and she had an apartment, but I never went there. I went there only once, but it was to help her out with one of her assignments because she's also an elementary ed major, so I was helping her out. But really, other than that, I didn't. I went to Izzy Pratt's room a lot because we didn't live in the same dorm, but I was in her room quite often. But
okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. And then your band experience, I know we talked about that a little bit, mostly in the fall because that's when marching season was. Did you do any concert band or anything like that?
Yes, I did concert band this semester. I can't lie, it wasn't my favorite. It was inconvenient because it was cut in the middle of one of my classes, so I was late to band.
Starting leadoff is number 2, Zayden Gates.
And it's like a 15-minute walk from where my first class was to where band was. So it was just very inconvenient to have to be late and then have a 15-minute walk and only be there for a little bit of time.
First pitch of the game for the Dutchmen, and Zayden hits a line drive on the ground up the middle for a first base hit.
Now batting number 8, Logan Bailey.
We got senior Logan Bailey up to bat here.
So is marching band – sorry, I had to leave there for a second. I keep cutting in and out. The viewers are probably like, where's this guy going? Why does he keep ignoring Anya?
Yeah, why do they keep they probably
They think I'm a horrible
know
person.
they're done with me just yapping over here.
No, you're doing great. So do you think you like the marching season better because it's like more active, it's more physical, more like maybe more like a sport meets music?
Yeah, I would say so. I already just liked marching band better in general.
Hey, granted, we would want that camera zoomed in.
But marching band was every day, Monday through Friday. So that also did give me a kind of good routine in the fall semester. But with concert band, it was kind of just. Oh, Zayden stole second, was safe.
Zoom way far in, like all the way in. Sorry, we're trying to get that camera set up. And I apologize, I didn't have the overlay there for you guys, but that is Zayden's 30th stolen base of the season. As Logan Bailey's up to bat now, batting .296. He hits one straight up the middle. That's also going to get through, and I think we're going to see a Zayden Gates
Zayden almost just fell.
getting on the board here.
All right. Zayden got the run because there was a interference at third, or whatever it's called.
So I was going to put the Dutchman on the board first here.
Now batting number 9, Landon Cranny.
And our base runner, Logan, was not able to advance to second on the throw, so he's still at first. But that's going to bring senior Landon Crammy to the plate. Landon batting .302. These stats are completely up to date as of today as well. So you are getting to see how these guys are finishing their season, as this is the last game of the season for them.
How's that?
That's the shot right there. That looks great. If you could take the camera maybe down just a little bit, that'd be good. Yes, that's it right there. Perfect. All right, so got a runner stealing here on the pitch, and the ball is hit
To left field.
just just past the outstretched arm of the diving third baseman, as the Dutchmen are hitting the ball well here in this first inning, giving Owen some run support, which last time Owen was on the mound, Anya, they didn't give Owen much run support. So it's good to see he's not going to have to pitch in maybe as close of a ball game here.
Yeah.
Chase Wire comes in, leading the team in batting average, hitting .403 with 2 home runs and 1189 OPS. OPS is your on-base percentage plus your slugging, so that's how that number is derived. You might recognize the umpire behind home plate. That is former teacher, athletic director, and coach here in Owensville, Coach Ryan Okenfuss. He's been umpiring baseball since I was in high school, which Anya would probably tell you was the ancient Stone Age.
I was about to say a million years ago.
A million years ago. He's still at it, man. He's dedicated.
Umping the dinosaurs.
Yeah. What'd you say? Oh, I did not know that. For anyone who might be watching this from Cuba, he is going to Cuba next year, according to Miss Crystal Eli, who's up here in the press box with us. I did not know that. You see the leadoff out there at second base from Crammy. That ball's hitting the play right at the shortstop. Shortstop bobbles, tries to throw across the field, and he's not going to be in time. As the Dutchmen are set up with runners at the corners now. No, bases loaded. Sorry, I missed the base out
Now
there.
batting number 22, Chris Allen.
Granite, would you want to run either the video switcher or the scoreboard, or do you got to go? Okay. Anya, how about, could you scoot down just a little bit?
Guess.
You guess. Ball is hit to the shortstop. Shortstop gathers. He's going to throw across the diamond. That one's going to be in time. It's going to retire Chris Allen, but not before he scores another run for the Dutchmen. I can do the video switcher here if you can do that, and then this is the list of people who are batting.
Up to bat number 5, Jansen left.
Oh, it's so much easier to call a game now. I can see the game.
See?
Ball's hit straight up the middle. It's going to be another base hit for senior Jansen Lev. It's going to score at least one. Kemp is going to hold him up at third base. Dutchmen are left with runners at the corners here as they have really ambushed the Wildcats in this first inning. Plating another run to make it 3-0.
Up to bat
All right,
51,
Anya, I'm going to ask you tons of questions about your first
Okay.
year of college because
That's-
I'm so curious, especially now that you're done.
Yeah, that's
What is the one thing from high school that you weren't expecting to miss that you actually do miss?
Oh, that's hard. Sometimes I do catch myself thinking like, oh, I actually miss high school, but I don't know what.
I love to
Stop.
hear that.
Okay.
This is high school. I knew it. So for any
Stop.
non-collegiate, maybe you're still in high school, don't wish it away.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know what like one
You
specific.
know what my favorite thing to hear is, Mr. T, you were right.
Oh my. Yeah, I know. Whenever we had our Dutch oven reunion minus Lane, I told you I was gonna miss Owensville. Sometimes I do actually. I feel like from college, it's just like knowing your professors and like knowing the people, or well, I guess knowing your teachers, and like knowing the people in your class.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's just kind of awkward to like walk up and, especially when you get into your major classes, there's people who already have like their little groups, and it's just kind of awkward to like walk into there. But I've made some friends in my major, so even if I can do it, put myself out there, someone else can do it.
Okay, I like that. I like that call. It's great advice. You can still say, Mr. T, you were right, too. That makes me feel really good.
I don't know if I want to say that on air.
So remind me, I do believe that at the end of last year, as Cuba finds a strike here to make the count 2-1, I do believe at the end of last year you were one of the seniors. You really appreciated your time in high school, but you were ready to graduate towards the end, right?
Yes.
So we've been battling that. I know Mrs. Eli can probably speak to it too. The senior, if I felt like it started even earlier this year. I feel like they were, and the kids that are still in high school are ready to get to summer immediately, obviously.
Yeah.
But how? Because you're going into education too, still, correct?
Yes.
Pitcher looks the runner back, throws over to first base, going to get Leighton Holmeyer for the second out of the inning here. How do you think is the best way to motivate students to live in the moment a little bit and not wish the year away?
Now batting number 4, Elias.
If you got any ideas you could solve this problem for all of us, it would be great.
I don't know. I've been subbing recently, and I started subbing here since I've been back.
Oh, in Owensville?
Yeah. And
Okay, so you can't do the high school, obviously.
No.
So. Okay.
yeah, I've only done elementary, but
Ball's ripped to the shortstop. Shortstop gathers, throws over to first, and is going to get the last out of the inning. We won't go ahead and cut to a commercial here. And that was Elias Medlock on that last at bat there. Go ahead.
anyway, I know, especially younger kids, since they're just testing so much at the end of the year,
Yeah, that is tough.
it's I think just giving them a little bit of a sense of freedom. But I don't know about like high school.
Right.
It's you are just kind of done. But I don't know, like a way to motivate someone to not want to just like. I think it hits, especially seniors. It hits them like senior week. It's like, okay, like this is actually done, and I don't really know. Just kind of looking back on it now, I appreciate it more than I did when I was still in high school.
It is so hard to get people to see that perspective. It's like, I know that sitting in this class with the same people you've been sitting in class with for, the last 12, 13 years of your life seems challenging, but at some point you will think back to this and be like, man, I wish I maybe would have not wished that away, or I wish that, I would have not taken for granted that, this is, I won't always get to see all these people.
Yeah.
Number 12, Nick Smith.
Yeah, even if like, obviously you're not gonna like everyone, you're not gonna like everything, but even the things
that's
you don't
everywhere
like,
you go,
yeah,
too.
even the things you don't like, you're still kind of like, I kind of miss that, like just like normalcy. Like it was just so like you know, it was an everyday thing, and sometimes you're like,
And I feel like a student like you who's extremely involved, you get into a routine and, you know, you become really comfortable with that routine. And maybe it's, you know, athletic season. Maybe it's, you know, just the routine of going to classes. But you establish routines. And it sounded like earlier you were talking about having a routine even at college and, like, sticking to that, not just staying in your dorm room.
yeah. And I feel like especially another thing I would recommend for being able to get your work done, don't do it in your room because you're going to be distracted by your phone. You're going to be like, oh, I'm just going to lay in bed. I'll watch TikTok and then go do my homework. And you're never going to do it. So go to the library, go to, like, your student union, sit outside if it's nice because you will get your work done that way.
Ball's hit to Jansen Leb. Jansen Leb retires the first batter of the inning here. Owen is dealing early in this game as he gets the first out of the second inning with the Dutchmen up 3-0. I feel really pathetic for saying this. I think I've deleted TikTok 4 times this year. And I'm like a sucker. I just keep going back. And I really, you know, I hear the kids talk about doom scrolling, and I feel so bad that I have actually fallen into that trap.
Yeah, no, TikTok's dangerous.
Yeah, it's just a waste of time. It's like a colossal waste of time.
But it's so, like, addicting, and it's like, okay, I'll just watch for, like, 5 minutes, and then, like, it's like
yeah,
2 hours later, and you're still watching.
The little dopamine hits of, oh, wow, that was funny. The ball's hit foul down the third base line. At some point, though, you know, I'm going to get my life together, and I'm going to be an adult-ish. And
You better hurry up. You don't have much longer.
whoa, I don't got much longer left. Ouch.
Yeah, you're already, like,
That's tough. That's tough.
500.
500, wow. You know, students, they just always have a way of humbling you. I can't wait until your students humble you on.
Oh, I've been humbled.
Oh, you have?
Oh, yeah.
Let's hear about that.
Let's see. One of them
That'll make me feel better
was
about myself.
asking me about what I do while I was at school, and I was like, oh, I
Ball's going to be hit down the
fair.
line, and number 26 for Cuba is going to have a single here in this second inning. Continue.
I was like, oh, I just go to
Number
class.
9, Landon.
I go to the gym and I just go to, like, sports games. So, like, that's usually just what I do throughout the day. And one kid goes, not to be rude, but you don't look like you go to the gym. And I was like, thank you. You're so kind.
Yeah, not to be rude, but I'm about to say this really rude
I
thing.
remember. I usually text my mom when it happens, so I got to pull this up. Because it's just so funny. Like, it does not hurt my feelings at all. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, no, I can totally relate. I mean, you were in TV studio class, and you heard I won't mention any names, but you heard some of the things that students said to me. They humbled me daily. You even humbled me daily.
Okay, because it's funny.
Yeah.
I know there's been
I've
a
learned I have
lot.
no style. I'm not as funny as I think I am. All kinds of just awesome things. I'm not as intelligent as I think I am. That's made quite clear every day. Ooh, Zayden, the usually short-handed Zayden. Oh, he's going to try to make a play at second. I think he got him. Avoids the error. Bobble, he was moving to his right and was unable to secure it at first, but does avoid the error by being able to get the out at second base. And that is got to be a huge relief for Owen on the mound because 2 outs with a runner on first is a whole different scenario than 1 out runners on first and second. So kudos to Zayden for being able to recover from that.
I've also gotten told my eyebrows look weird. It's like, okay. Hold on. I'm trying to find. I feel like I've had some good ones, but I just can't. I text my mom too much, apparently.
Owen checks on the runner at first base. And Anya, talking about her mother, is also a teacher in the school district. So, and where is your mom teaching now?
She still teaches in the elementary school, but she does, like, Title I, like, literacy stuff. So she pulls small groups of kids from, it's not every grade, but it's, like, quite a few grades, and she just works with them.
Ball's hit out to center field. Jaden Gerleman's fast, but he's not going to be able to get to that one as runner on first for Cuba is aggressive base running, able to go first to third. And then it's going to be the batter was trying to advance on the throw to third base, and he gets thrown out as the ball was cut off and thrown over to Jansen Leb, and that's going to end the top half of the second here. Owens got 2 innings pitched, no earned runs given up, and we're heading to the home half on the bottom. Let's go ahead and we'll pull up a quick commercial. We'll take a quick break, and then we'll be back for more in just a moment.
When I was in high school, I was a member of FTA and took courses to help me prepare to become a teacher. Upon graduation from high school, I was prepared to start my college courses with a base knowledge in the teaching profession. Now, shortly following high school graduation, I am working as a full-time 8th grade social studies teacher in the district in which I graduated. Without the opportunities that my sub-certification in FTA gave to me in high school, I wouldn't be where I am today. Show me learning that works.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for action in the bottom half of the second inning here. Give a quick shout out to Mr. Tim Erkey for sponsoring this broadcast. Thank you so much, Tim, for all the support of TV Studio throughout the last few years, and not only TV Studio, but our OHS robotics program and so much more. We're very thankful for you. In the comments here, it looks like we had Granite had mentioned if you have any questions, pop in the chat. We'd love to hear from you guys. If you guys have any questions for Anya in her first year of college after being now an old woman, graduated from high school last year.
Calm down.
And then Peyton Pendleton, Mr. T, I'm going to get a nice tan down here. Oh, nice, P. Do you need a... If you need a break, you let us know, and feel free to pop up here. It is getting hot, guys. Peyton is running the camera that you're looking at right now. Gives you that great look behind home plate, and then he likes to show kind of some of the things happening in between innings. So, Peyton, thank you for all that you do in helping us run the broadcast. And then Granite, he said that he started getting a little dizzy because he ran out to center field to help set this camera up for us, and had to take a little breather when he got back. It is very warm today. How hot do you think it is out there?
I don't know. It was hot. We were outside at recess for like ever today.
82, 83?
It always feels hotter.
My watch says 77.
77. So we're wimps right now. We're getting to July, and it'll be 100, and we'll be like, man, I wish it was 83, 77. So you were 74?
24.
77
degrees Celsius.
Oh. So you say you subbed today even?
Yeah.
What grade today?
It was 4th grade today. They were good. It was an easy day.
Easy day, okay.
Yeah.
You know, I have to give you all the props in the world because before I became a teacher, I did sub at all the different levels, and elementaries just wore me out.
Oh, yeah. I've had some days.
Yeah, for sure. Jaden Gurlman steps to the plate here. He's the center fielder for the Dutchmen. He's the one that threw the ball into third base that got cut off and then thrown over to second base to Jansen to end last inning. And he's going to square and leave a bunt down. Jaden also just got second-team all-conference honors. That ball's going to get away. He's going to stay right there on the bag. I apologize, I forgot to switch cams on you. But he laid a bunt down and then busted it down to first base. Errant throw by the pitcher. He's safe at first. Yeah, I'll never forget the first day I subbed. I can't remember what school it was at. I want to say I subbed at like all the schools in the area, but I was subbing for a music class, and I walked in, and all the kids were just so excited to see you. That's one thing that is so nice. They love you unconditionally at that age. They look up to you so much. So you have a big impact. You have an important job on you. But I had a kid come in. He's like, "What's your name?" And I said, "I'm Mr. T." And he goes, he literally, they love to hug. He hugs like my right leg or something like that. And he looks up to me and he's like, "Oh, Mr. T, so I can drink you?" And I was like, sure. That kid's probably graduated by now. 'Cause I'm so old.
My Lord.
Yeah. My gosh, that
Yeah.
was, yikes. I've been doing this is my 9th year, so yeah. And I was subbing probably 10 or 11 years ago, so
It's crazy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Old man says.
What'd
you say?
Just a pup.
Yeah. I have some other seasoned veteran teachers up here as well. They scoff at my rookie numbers.
Yeah, Springfield has 35 different elementary schools, so I've been testing the waters in different ones.
Fair enough.
They're so different, like just especially by area.
Oh yeah, different parts of town. Obviously, the income. Oh, it's Zayden Gates going to wear that one right in the back. That hurts. He's going to make his way down to first. Zayden comes into this game with 29 stolen bases. He did get number 30 earlier, so he's in Briar Bogle territory. If you were a Dutchman baseball fan a few years ago, Briar Bogle, he hit 30 stolen bases in a season, and Zayden's the first guy to do it since. Yeah.
He's an athlete.
He's an athlete. He did a great job during football season, during or basketball season. He's doing a great job during baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got my master's. Oh, that one's going to be fouled down the third base line as Bailey squared to bunt. I got my master's at Lincoln University. At the time, I was living in Columbia with my, at the time, fiance, Ashton. And while I was going to get my master's, I was also subbing during the day at Columbia Public Schools. And they didn't have quite as many as you said that they have in Springfield, but I want to say they had somewhere in the 20s of elementary schools just in Columbia.
Yeah, I think Springfield is the largest district.
Runners go. Ball's going to be fouled away back into the parking lot. You said it's the largest district?
In Missouri. I'm pretty sure it's largest by like the amount of schools. I'm pretty sure. I could be making that up, so don't.
No, sounds accurate to me. You heard it here, folks. First, ladies.
Whoa. Look it up first.
Quote Anya
don't
Binkholder,
trust me.
class of 2024, Owensville High School alumni. You heard it here.
Oh, wow. Okay. It's fine.
Oh, that ball shot straight back here. If the net wasn't there, Anya might have caught that one.
It came through your window to hit you in the head.
Oh,
You're so
Maybe
old,
so.
your reflexes are too slow.
Anya,
Sorry.
I just will have
Okay,
you know.
I'm going to calm down. Sorry.
I will just have you know that I can still catch a baseball, okay? I'm not that old.
When your little children throw it to you?
Yeah, actually, my kids are at the age now where I just want to throw harder at them. I have to, like,
That sounds
tone it
bad.
down. That's going to be a wild pitch as the runners advance to second and third here. Logan Bailey, a base hit now, score about 2. So, Logan, put her in play. Yeah, I'm excited. We just got a trampoline at my house. We've had lots of wrestling matches already.
Yeah.
I
Oh.
Yeah, I'm very
We always had one.
yeah. I had a trampoline as a child too, and I did love it. And luckily, I never suffered any sort of like major injuries. Did you ever have any trampoline injuries?
No, we never did. And we didn't.
I jumped out of my trampoline. Face first.
Oh.
Did you ever fall off the trampoline? Did you have a net around it or no net?
No, we didn't have a net. I'm sure I fell off.
We got a net, thank God, because we were wrestling on the trampoline, and my daughter takes off running as the ball is hit into right center field. That ball's going to get down, and Logan is going to be off to the races here. He gets to second standing up. Both runs are going to score. It's going to make it 5-0 for the Dutchmen here. But my daughter, she takes off running. And I'm like, thank God there was a net because she ran directly like off into the net, and the net caught her. And I was just like, Thea, like, what are you thinking?
No, it's just character building.
Right, yeah. I believe the old timers would say rub some dirt on it.
Yeah,
Right.
it's fine.
But when you break your arm, there's really no rubbing dirt on that. Like, you have to go to a hospital.
Okay, but then you can have like a pink cast and be cool to all your friends.
Yeah,
I never broke a bone, but
yeah. Must have drank a lot of milk.
Get wet.
Ew.
Let it solidify into clay all around your arm, and now you have a cast. I mean, it's just,
Yeah, that's true. We're talking about the different ways that you can make a cast up here.
just
You guys
in
weren't able to
case.
hear that. Yes.
there's a lot of it.
Oh, and the runner's off. But we're going to have another foul ball. That one was caught by the net. So I know you really missed basketball season. You were a part of the fourth place finishing Dutch girls at the state tournament last year. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
But it is soccer season right now. You were a soccer player as well. Did you ever miss playing soccer?
Yeah, actually, Kenna Edwards and I text a lot about it because we get like memories from last
social
year.
medias.
Yeah, and it's just kind of. I think that was one thing I definitely took for granted was my soccer seasons because I do miss it a lot.
Yeah, spring sports seasons, you have to really love the game because it's easy to mentally check out at the end of the year.
Yep.
So I was one of those students that I just absolutely loved baseball. So every time baseball season came around, as that ball is hit, and it's tailing to right center, but it is going to be caught by the center fielder. Runner does tag up, so that's going to get Logan Bailey over to third base. So it was an out, but it was a productive out. And as of late, Landon Crammy has really been hitting into some bad luck. Hit the ball hard just right at people, and that was a good play by the Cuba center fielder. But I was obsessed with baseball, so going into the spring, I just never wanted it to end. I was a
Yeah.
weird kid. But my schoolwork probably was not paid as much attention to during the spring because I was so concerned with baseball.
It was hard to go from basketball that lasted like 5 million years, and then you have soccer that's crammed every single game into 2 months. Like, it was just that was definitely a hard switch.
Yeah, because basketball season is really divided by Christmas break. So it really feels like you spend so much time practicing, and then you have this break, which you can't play games over. So basically, you just practice a lot more, and then you get back to games again, and it's just a very long season.
Yeah, and especially last year, I went straight from our last basketball game, which was the third place game for state, and that next day was our first soccer game, and I played.
You played the next day?
Yeah, it was not a good decision. I would not recommend that. But
You
yeah.
take a little bit of a break?
Yeah, I would take a break, but yeah, literally the next day I played like the whole game. So
Wow.
yeah, I was tired.
Well, those are good memories, though.
They are. Yeah, it was just definitely not the best decision for my body, but hey, I'm still here, so.
That's true. You survived. And now you get to have, little elementary students mock you.
Yep.
It's a funny life we live, isn't it?
It really is. It's my karma. That's
You
why,
go
that's why I can
from
make
the
fun of you.
spotlight to getting made fun of by a fourth grader.
That's why I can make fun of you, because it's gonna happen to me.
That's right. That's true. That's true. I like to remind people of my students of that someday you're going to be in my shoes.
Yep.
But I'm going to be nice to you. I'm going to take the high road.
Yeah. Sometimes I literally am just like, okay. I just say okay, thank you. Like I don't really care.
That ball is roped out to right center field. It's going to score another run here as Logan Bailey comes across. Chase Wyrick plays the third run of the inning for the Dutchmen to make the score 6-0. Tonight is academic awards here at the high school, and if the Dutchmen were able to, maybe get out of here a little earlier, I wouldn't mind having a little extra time to go home and shower up and not be a sweaty mess for the academic awards, which my coworkers are echoing that up here. They agree with that.
Eat food. I'm hungry.
Eat food, yeah. Oh, and the runner's off, and he's going to have that base stolen by a mile. Ball bounces past the second baseman, but it's quickly recovered by the covering shortstop. So I saw a few times, one of the weirdest things I think about social media and TikTok specifically, and I'm sure I think anybody who's ever had TikTok probably has run into this, and I don't really know exactly how the algorithm works, but at some point, it also shows you videos that have been posted geographically closer to you, or I guess it somehow filters through like your other social medias that maybe you have acquaintances on. But I did see some TikToks from some people in your grade that graduated. It looked like it was nice to see that you guys did make time to get back together throughout the course of the school year and see your classmates from OHS.
Yes.
Was it refreshing to get to see some of those people throughout the year?
Yeah, it was nice. Whenever we came home from breaks, we tried to make it work the best that we could. And I know we planned a big not like a big group, but a bigger group thing for next week sometime.
Strikes out swinging there for the second out of the inning. Go ahead.
So it's just still nice to see each other, because it's just really hard when everyone has different schedules, all at different schools with jobs, and so it's nice to get to see each other.
Absolutely. That was one of the things that was hardest for me that first semester of college.
Yeah, it was nice that I had Izzy still up in Springfield, because we got pretty close at the end of senior year, so it was nice to still have her up there, get to talk to her.
Absolutely. Yeah, I tell this, probably if I've told you this story, I'm like an old man that tells the same stories over and over and over and over again. So if you've already heard this one, you can tell me to stop.
Yeah, I probably don't remember, so.
Yeah, you probably you'd be like, shut out all the things Mr. T told you.
No.
But I went to ECC after high school, and my first semester, I loved high school so much that I didn't have all my friends at ECC. There was a few that went, but I absolutely despised my first semester. I actually tried to drop out of college to join the military. As Jansen gets hit in the upper shoulder, he'll take his trot down to first base, and that puts runners at first and second for the Dutchmen here as they're still threatening in the second inning. But I tried to drop out and join the military, only to find out that I couldn't join any branch of the military because I only have one kidney. So it was just like, wow, okay, well, I guess
Never mind.
I guess I have to make this college thing work. And then once I decided to commit, what, I have to do this thing. I'm gonna find some joy in it. I actually really enjoyed my time at ECC. My second year, a bunch of the juniors when I was a senior, as the ball's fouled off, ended up joining us, and then we got into all kinds of trouble and had so much fun in Union that I actually was kind of sad to leave ECC. But that first semester, yeah, it was a culture shock.
Yeah, I think if I wouldn't have had marching band, I think I would have been a little more like kind of just like alone feeling.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, just having to be surrounded by 300 plus people every day. Not that, not that I enjoyed every moment of it, but it was nice just to kind of have like people I could joke around with and like we're in the same situation as me and yeah.
So the ball was hit to the shortstop there. Shortstop cannot complete the play over to first base as Leighton Homeyer is going to be safe, and it's going to score Chase Wyrick and move Jansen Leb over to third base and bring number 4, Elias Medlock, to the plate. I do think there's something to be said for that, sort of forced interaction when you first get to college, because there's this awkward barrier. You have to either force yourself to go meet people, or the alternative is you don't meet people.
Yeah. And I know with band being that first week of school, like everyone moved in while I was in band camp. So a lot of the freshmen.
Wow, I apologize, guys. I did not go to the right camera here, but you guys just missed the most bizarre play I think I've ever seen. Leighton Homeyer was dead to rights, picked off at first base, and he army crawled very slowly past the tag by the first baseman, who missed the tag, even though the ball beat him by quite a large margin. And then after he did not get the call, our runner on third base decided that they were going to take off and try to score, which was Jansen Leb. And it took the first baseman a second to gather himself to throw home, and Jansen Leb ended up being safe at home. So I have to imagine if I'm the Cuba head coach, I have a headache right now. That would be a tough one.
Yeah.
Yikes. All right, well, Dutchmen now lead 8-0 here in the bottom of the second. Still have a runner on first base, nobody on third anymore, as the count is 1-1 here to senior Elias Medlock. Yeah, I feel like that is a big reason why a lot of people do end up joining, fraternities and sororities, Greek life. It's because they want to just force themselves to meet people.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big Greek life person, but I did have people I went to school with that wore. It was also after going to ECC and, that ball's ripped. It is very much pulled. It was thrown inside, and it was pulled over the batting cages here at Dutchman Field, so you would not have been able to see that anyways. But it was weird for me to even consider joining a fraternity because, after spending 2 years at a community college and then transferring to a university, you're already a junior, and the people who are pledges and whatnot are freshmen. So
yeah.
There's just kind of a little bit of a weird age gap there. That ball is hammered to left field, but the left fielder plays it perfectly, camps out underneath of it. That's going to be a third out of the inning, but not before the Dutchmen are able to score 5 runs in the bottom of the second and make the score 8-0 as we move to the top of the third inning. You want to throw a commercial on there for us, Granite? Anyone. You choose it. It's like we're going to the greenhouse, ladies and gentlemen. Here's Hannah Geller.
In school, it would lead to so many opportunities. My greenhouse class has taught me so much more than just about the growing and selling of flowers and produce. Because of this class, I went on to compete with our FFA program in floriculture, and my team ended up qualifying for nationals at the state convention. In fact, we finished 7th overall in the entire nation. This experience taught me so much about teamwork and dedication. My team and I worked hard to earn our national placing. Show me learning that works.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is our last broadcast of a sporting event of the year. The only other broadcast that we will have is not next week. This Friday, we will have a broadcast for graduation. So if you're interested in seeing the oldest tradition in town, tune in TV studio or come out to the high school. Although I will say the gymnasium will be very, very full. What kind of memories do you have from your graduation just last year, Anya? Mine's kind of a blur. I can't remember a whole lot from it.
Yeah, I remember some of us did the confetti cannons. I remember that. And just I don't know. It was it didn't really feel like anything happened, but it actually was one of the probably biggest changes in my life.
Right.
as of then. So, like, I don't know.
It's like impossible as a person in school, I feel like, to wrap your head around like how much your life is about to change.
Yeah. And even, like, when I was, like, actively moving to college, I was like, okay. Like, okay. And then when I got there, I was like, okay, it is a little different. It is kind of scary. But, yeah, I don't really know. Graduation was kind of, it's, like, fake to me.
It's fake. So if you want to come out for the fakest event of the year this Friday night. All right, Owen is in his third inning of work here. He gets a pop fly. Jaden Gerlman, get on your horse.
Oh, yeah.
And he makes the
Oh,
play
yeah.
out in right center. That man has some wheels, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen. I didn't switch to the camera soon enough because I was tracking the ball with my own eyeballs, and Jaden made a great play out there. Very nice. Owen retires the seventh batter of the inning, or batter of the game, not inning. 7 in an inning would be.
That would be not a great.
I guess
great
that
job.
can't even really happen. But Owen is dealing here. Misses mark on that one by a yardstick.
It's okay, King. You got it.
You call your brother King?
I call everyone King.
Oh, you've never one time called me that. I'm actually kind of glad that you haven't.
It's just like
That made me feel uncomfortable.
no, it's not like weird. It's like
No, that's definitely weird.
okay, King. Like pop off, King. Like
Wow.
it's not weird.
Any of the older generation that might be tuned in right now is very confused by Pop Off King. And, yeah, that's what we're dealing with, ladies and gentlemen. That is the generation.
Hey, I have to know this stuff because all these little kids consume the same media I do, and I have to know what they're talking about
Now you're justifying it. You're justifying it by using the children.
for my job. Okay, sorry, I want to connect with the youth.
Right.
Sometimes they say stuff, and I'm just confused how they even know what that is.
Yeah, that won't ever stop.
Yep.
You say education, you'll just be like,
Well,
what did you just say?
And there's just like, I'm sure you know the term brain rot.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's just so much of it, and it's just so weird. Like, what do you mean Italian brain rot is a real thing? Like,
I did just learn about that a couple weeks
ballerino
ago.
cappuccino? Like, what does that even mean? Why are you saying, why it's not funny? It's actually really annoying.
Ball's hit right
Oh,
back
yeah.
to Owen. He's going to try a turn 2 here. Throws it. Great
Oh.
throw. Unable to make. Yeah, got a little bit. I think Miss Eli is right on the money here. I think they were just trying to catch before getting the ball to first base. So I'm not 100% sure who that error would be on. It would either be on Owen or it would be on Zayden. I'm inclined to call it E6. Would you agree with that?
I scored an E6.
Yeah, I scored an E6. I think if Zayden would have held on the bag there, he would have obviously caught the ball and gotten the
Yeah.
out. But I think he was trying to turn the double play quickly. Now, Owen could have helped him out a little bit by putting a little more zip on that ball to second base, but ultimately you got to get the first out before you can get the second one. So score that one E6. Cuba's got runners on first and second as Owen falls behind the batter 3-0 here, or 2-0, maybe the second pitch. I think I was off. It's 2-0.
I don't remember.
All right, going into well, you went into college with a lot of credits, didn't you?
Yeah.
That's a new thing too for anybody who is maybe older watching this. The ability to get that many credits before you even enter college was not really a thing whenever I was in high school. I think like if you had 6 or 9 credit hours, you had like an unbelievable amount of credit hours whenever I went to college. How many do you guys graduate with now?
I had 29, I think.
Holy
Yeah.
smokes.
I'm going to start next semester as a junior.
Okay. So, wow, that's crazy. That's so crazy. So do you think you'll only go 3 years to actual college then?
Yes. Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. Is there a part of you, because I know that you love marching season so bad, that, like, do you think you will feel like you're missing out on that 4th year of marching season?
Well, so at Missouri State, there's this thing.
Ball is hit to shortstop Zayden Gates, and he's going to get it this time, ladies and gentlemen, as
Go.
he turns the double play himself there with a 6-3. And we won't go to break. We'll continue this conversation here as I'm curious now. There's this thing at Missouri State. What were you talking
It's
about?
called the Internship Academy through the education program, and you actually do a full year of student teaching instead of only one semester. And so that's what my plans are for my senior year, which would mean if I'm student teaching full-time, I can't really be in marching band. So this semester, this upcoming fall semester will probably be my last year marching.
Oh, so you won't even march what would be your third year, call your senior year.
Yeah, I don't just because
That's when you'll do your
yeah,
student
if I'm
teaching.
student teaching full time, I'm not going to have time to do whatnot and because we travel every year, so I don't know where we'd be going or when and just yeah.
All right, and I'm going to just put this out into the just going to put this out to the 13 people who are viewing right now and to the people who might view this later on. We got to stop student teaching. Like if we're gonna keep doing student teaching, we have to pay the people for the time. It is 2025, and we are making people pay insane amounts of money to go to college, and then expecting them to spend an entire 4 or 5 months of working all day long for free. That is just absurd to me. It's absolutely crazy that we still do this. All right, that's me on my soapbox.
Yeah, no, I do believe.
How do you feel about this, Anya?
No, I agree. I believe some of the internships you can get a stipend, but it's like maybe $500 a month, and you have to sub during the week, so you're not getting paid for student teaching. You're getting paid for subbing while you're at the school. So yeah, no, I agree. Especially like if you're doing a full year, that is literally from August until May that you're not getting paid because you can't have and with the internship academy. That first semester, technically your fall semester of your senior year, you still have 2 classes that you take, but they're just like altered for the people who aren't doing them in person. So like you're still taking 2 classes and you're student teaching. So how you can't really get a job unless you're going to work on the weekends or after you've worked 8 hours already.
Right. It is such a archaic system.
Yeah,
to
no,
me.
I agree. Fully agree.
I don't know. I say all this, and I actually didn't have to student teach, but my situation was different because I was in a master's program. I'd already had a bachelor's degree, but I was in a master's for education program, and I did have to student teach technically, but I got hired at a low-income school district my first year, and I taught and did my student teaching while like doing my first year of teaching, which is a possibility. Like people can do that.
Yeah, and I do know a positive to the internship academy. Well, one, just getting to be in the classroom the full year and getting to see everything progress, and then 2, you can be hired in on a second year salary, so you would be making more money your first year of actual teaching.
Sorry to interrupt you here, but
No, you're good.
Jaden looks completely unfazed by that. It makes me think it hit the knob of the bat and not his wrist, because if that hit his wrist,
Yeah.
he just took that like a champ and was like, I think they're calling it a foul ball, which I hope for Jaden's sake it is a foul ball, because that looked like it hurt me to watch it happen. But Jaden's now behind the count 0-2. Continue on about the internship academy.
Oh, that was really it. You can be hired in on a second year salary, and you get to, make connections is also a good thing, and being in the classroom for a full year. So there are definitely a lot of positives to it. It just does kind of.
It's just tough as a young person that has, more than likely, most people, not all, as Jaden's going to strike out looking there on a breaking ball. More than likely, most people do have student loans. Not all, but most, I would say, probably do once they finish their undergraduate. But then to expect them to also have to, spend a large chunk of time basically working for free is very tough.
Yeah, especially, again, your first semester, you still have to pay for the 2 classes that you have to take, and then, on top of everything else.
And I love what I do. I really do. But I'm also not here to try to fool anybody. I'm not becoming a rich millionaire doing this. It's not like you're going into a field that is so lucrative that it justifies working the first, 5 months or a year for free.
Yeah.
I just feel like that has to change, but
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, not that I think education is definitely, it's all in the heart.
for sure.
Obviously, you're
Absolutely.
not here for the money, but it does deserve a bit more. People need to live. Oh.
Ball was ripped down the left field line, but it was caught by the left fielder. That's going to be the second out of the inning now, as Gerlman went down on strikes and Gates lined out to left field. One thing that I should make note of here while we're calling this game is that it is very likely that this is the last home game of this season. It's the last regular season game in general, but it's unlikely that even if the Dutchmen were to advance beyond districts, that the Dutchmen would have another home game. So, for these seniors, to me, there's something sentimental about playing your last game at home. And I hope that they're enjoying the moment out there, as Logan Bailey is going to enjoy the moment as he rips a single to center field. Left fielder tries to cut it off but overruns it, but doesn't matter because the center fielder is there to take control as Logan gets a 2-out single to try to jumpstart a rally here. What was it like playing softball, basketball, baseball, softball, basketball, soccer in front of the home crowd at your home place, Anya?
Well, considering my basketball experience, my last home game against Boonville, I mean, I don't think I could have had a better last home game. That was like...
That's pretty epic, yeah.
Yeah. And, I mean, soccer and softball, I'm not going to lie, I don't really remember. Because we didn't...
Is it a blur?
Yeah, I don't know. Basketball, I think, was just very memorable.
Yeah, it's hard to forget that one.
Yeah.
Bailey steals second. I do remember my last home baseball game, but it was because it was a district semifinal game that went into extra innings, and we actually played it at home. It was a very strange situation for any trivia lovers out there. It was probably the only time in Dutchman baseball history that the Dutchmen were playing at home in a district semifinals game and got walked off on because we were the away team at our home field in extra innings against Borgia. It's a sad day in the life of Tyler Ehring, but I digress. I do have another random piece of trivia for any baseball fans out there. I see Tim Erkey jumped in the chat. Tim, here's a piece of trivia that I heard the other day that I thought was very interesting. It's about the Tampa Bay Rays. They had their first ever, now they've been around for 26 years now, but they had their first ever rain delay at home.
I saw that.
You saw it too?
Yeah.
At home, and the reason why they had a rain delay at home is because this is the first time they've ever played in a non-dome building, because in the hurricane, the roof got ripped off their stadium, so they have to play at a different field while they rebuild the stadium. So in their 26 years, they've never actually had a rain delay at home until last week. So there's random trivia for you.
Yeah, I saw that, but I didn't really read into it. I'm not really paying attention much to
Useless
baseball.
stats and information like that.
You know.
I saw that they actually gave ponchos out that said the first rain delay to their fans. They were like, you know somebody in the Rays like, oh, this would be a good idea.
Yeah.
We're going to sit on these ponchos until the first day we have it says rain.
It's kind of funny.
It's a commemorative Tampa Bay Rays
Poncho.
piece of memorabilia that cost them 5 cents to create and hand out in mass quantities to thousands of fans. And speaking of professional baseball, the Cardinals are on a tear right now. Are you a Cardinals fan, Anya?
Yeah, I don't like super closely follow, but Owen does and updates my mom and I on them. But yeah.
Yeah, they're on a 9-game win streak right now, and they're only one game behind the division rival and arch nemesis, the Cubs.
Yeah, that's what Owen was saying, and I know. For his birthday, we always go to a Cardinals game, and the one on his birthday happens to be against the Cubs. So I think we're going to end up going to one of them.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We'll bring home a winner because we're going to need that one.
I'll go out there for you.
Thank you. Cardinals play tonight against the Philadelphia Phillies. I believe they're at Philadelphia, too. And we got Sonny Gray on the mound, which is my fantasy baseball pitcher. So if you guys could all, pull for me tonight, I could use a good start from Sonny Gray. Sonny Gray, you a G?
Oh, you think
you
he's
for all you
tapped in
do.
right now?
Yeah, he's probably like, I wonder how the Dutchmen are doing as he's preparing for his Major League Baseball start in front of tens of thousands of people. That ball's going to be skipped in. We've got a runner advancing from second to third and from first to second. Now we have 2 runners in scoring position in an 8-0 ball game. For anybody that's watching at home, you might wonder what are the mercy rules. The mercy rules in baseball are 10 runs after 5 innings or 15 after 3. So it's possible that we could see a mercy rule in this ball game at the pace that it's going at right now. Oh, Tim Erkey, you come in clutch with the information that is needed to know as Chase Wyrick rips a ball to left center field. Both runs are going to score easily, and Chase Wyrick is digging for a triple here, and he's going to be up easily with that triple.
Dang.
Ball was roped Chase was able to add to that OPS number that you see on screen there, that on-base plus slugging percentage. That's a great shot. Anything over 1,000 in OPS, at least in Major League Baseball, is considered extremely, extremely good. That's an all-star caliber baseball player. Chase Wyrick's here in high school right now. It's going to be probably over 1,200 after that hit. That's very good.
Yeah.
Chris swings and misses at the first pitch, but Tim Erkey comes into the chat and he says, Cards game tonight is rained out, doubleheader tomorrow. So we'll play 2 tomorrow, and hopefully they win both of them. So kind of bummer, but I guess that rain as Chris rips one up the middle, and that is going to get down as well. I thought for a second that the shortstop might have a diving play on it maybe, but he did not, and that's going to make the score 11-0. You're going to see a courtesy runner, probably Liam Rasmussen, coming across the field now for Chris Allen. In high school, you get a courtesy runner if you're a catcher or a pitcher. Try to keep the game moving along. Also let them rest in between innings so they don't have to run the bases. Which is why in high school, my senior year, I only scored 3 runs because I was a catcher and a pitcher, and I hit 3 home runs. That was the only time I ever actually scored a run.
That's why. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
It also has to do with the fact that I was an extremely slow sprinter.
Just kidding.
I was a liability on the base paths, ladies and gentlemen. Any of my teammates would actually tell you this. I thought I was faster than I really was.
Dude, that's okay.
That's okay. All right. Jeans and Love digs in here.
This is all 2 outs, too, by the way.
That's right. All 3 runs have been scored with 2 outs because the first 2 batters of the inning, Jaden Gerleman struck out looking, and then the next batter, Zayden Gates, lined out to the left fielder. I might be getting old, but my memory's still sharp on you. I remember that.
Mine's not.
Like it didn't just happen 15 minutes ago.
I didn't remember it happened, so.
Hold on to that as long as you can.
Ooh, where did that?
His knee or his.
All right, these guys are just like they're tougher than I am, or they just don't feel pain because that ball looked like it hit off his kneecap.
A few of them got smoked in the head last night, and they just were like.
Who was this?
We played Steelville last night. It was like Chris got hit like 2 or 3 times, and another person also got hit in the head, and they were just like walked off, and I was like, okay, it's fine.
Huh. One of the craziest things I've seen this year, Chris Allen, in the same game, in 3 ball counts. This man had 3 balls, and he got hit by a pitch that he easily, if he would have tried, could have easily gotten out of the way of. But it's like, dude, you're going to be walked anyways. You have 3 balls.
Yeah, just
it's like a pride thing. Like we want to get hit. I saw Landon Crammy's like upper back of his bicep, his tricep area today at the senior picnic, and it's like all bruised up because he's gotten hit twice in the same spot by a pitch.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, that looks like it hurts.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever got hit by a softball, but I know like one time Kate
Blankenship. You never got hit by
no,
a pitch?
not like hit super hard. That like sorry.
Okay.
Yes, I think I got hit by.
It's like, how in the heck did you make it all the way through high school without getting hit by a pitch?
Because I did it bad.
She told you all.
Oh. Okay.
No, Kate got hit one time.
That's
like
gonna hit the batter in the box, so we'll stay here and do it again.
in like the shin, and her shin was nasty.
You know one of the most embarrassing things that ever happened to me whenever I was playing high school baseball?
What?
Oh, man. I was a freshman, okay, and I hadn't seen, like, really high-level curveballs yet. And I was playing in a JV game, and the pitcher throws me a curveball, and I about fell over because I thought it was going to hit me. So I looked like an absolute idiot. And then Coach Lay was the third base coach, and he was so frustrated because I looked like a clown up there. He's like, he's going to do it again. You need to stay in the box. So, me being a rule follower, I listened, and the next pitch, I stayed in the box, and I watched it, but unfortunately it wasn't a curveball again, and it was a fastball that hit me right in the jaw. And I was like, wow.
Ooh.
And as I'm like, standing there questioning my life, I start to jog down to the first base, and I felt really bad for Coach Lay because I could tell he was like, I just set that kid up for that.
Yeah.
Because I listened to him. I did what he said. It's just I couldn't pick up the spins. I didn't know what kind of pitch was coming. So
Yeah, I think
I made it a point after that to learn what a curveball looks like out of the hand so that wouldn't happen to me again.
Yeah, I think one of my most embarrassing softball stories is like I think she threw like a changeup, and I batted, or like, I swung my bat, and it was literally not even halfway to the plate, and it was so embarrassing because she'd been throwing fastballs, but then she did a changeup. Oh,
It's going to be a bloop that the right fielder is charging on, not able to make a play on. It's going to plate 2 Dutchmen, Liam Rasmussen and Jansen Leb come across to score to make the score 13-0 here, and that is now 5 runs with 2 outs here in the 3rd inning. So if the Dutchmen are able to, squeeze across 2 more runs this inning, it will end the game because we were in the bottom of the 3rd. So that's where we're at right now. Elias is jumping on the first pitch that he sees. Jumps on the first pitch that he sees. You give him strike 1. It's those embarrassing. It's Elias. It's those embarrassing moments in sports, though, that seem to stick out more than your glory moments.
yeah. Yeah, I think some of my, basketball memories are people just, heckling from the crowd, and I just think they're so funny.
I don't have, that's the one thing about baseball. You're so far from the action, and it's such a slower game than basketball. There might have been people that, said things to me, while I was pitching or something like that, but
Yeah.
I cannot recall a single thing.
Yeah, I don't know, one time it was a St. James game, and, their student section, I was playing one of their very athletic girls, mind you, and they were just, telling me I was too slow. I was like, okay, guys, this is not nice. You don't need to be telling me I'm too slow.
Okenfus calls that one a strike as that falls right in the strike zone here against Elias Medlock. And he has a 2-strike count out. He's going to have to protect the zone. Yeah, basketball, I got cut from the middle school team, so I never got to, live out my basketball prophecy. But I think that aspect of it would have been really intriguing to me. I think I would have, I would have liked that, actually.
Yeah, no, it does. I think it's funny. That kind of stuff doesn't get under my skin. I really don't care. And I just think it's funny. And then, when you get to, do something back, one time.
Ball's ripped to center field. The center fielder. Oh my
Did
God.
it hit him in the head?
It either hit him in the head or in the upper right shoulder.
Ooh.
So center fielder tries to make a diving attempt on that ball, unable to come up with it. I'm not exactly sure where
I think it was
hit him.
his shoulder. It looked like he was kind of rubbing his shoulder, I think.
Yeah, if it hit him in the head, I think he'd be rubbing his head.
Yeah.
That'd be my doctor analysis.
Wow.
Yeah. Don't come to me for those kinds of questions. I don't have the answer. Yeah. Yeah, I liked. I didn't do a play in high school till my senior year. I really wish I would have done them more because I did find out later in life that I like to put on a show. There's something that's fun to me about that. I think I would have liked that aspect of basketball.
Yeah, and I don't know. It just makes it more fun. It's a more fun playing environment than it just being quiet. So.
Oh, for sure. I mean, as a fan, I love going to those games.
Yeah.
We've had some awesome ones the last couple of years here as Jaden Grilliman's going to hit a ground ball to the first baseman that is going to end the Dutchman threat in the bottom of the 3rd inning as the Dutchmen score 5 and now lead 13-0. If they're able to score 2 in the next inning, this game will be over, assuming they hold them to no runs scored. Here's Jimmy Cooper talking about accounting.
I've always been good with math and numbers, so when I decided to give accounting a shot, I knew it might turn out to be more than just a class for me. In accounting class, I have learned the actual processes necessary for a career in accounting. We have met with CPAs currently working in the field and have really dove into what the career is about. Along the way, I have grown my leadership skills and ability to work in a group. Because of this opportunity in high school, I will be continuing my journey with accounting in college. Show me learning that works.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back as Owen is back for his 4th inning of work. How many hours of your life, Anya, would you guess that you've watched Owen play baseball?
Well, he used to be on a team with a lot of guys in my grade, and they would go. It was like a summer league, and
Okay.
I spent a lot of my summers just watching baseball. I don't know how many hours.
Okay.
I would say he definitely watched a lot of basketball, so it's probably my payment to him to watch his baseball. But yeah,
That's fair. That's fair. Respect.
a lot. Some long days.
Dude, this is an amazing shot right now. If our camera didn't lag there for a second. With a left-handed batter batting and the camera positioned where it's at, I think this might be my favorite shot of watching. As that ball is going to be hit to the shortstop, Zayden Gates. He gathers, throws a skipper over to Landon Crammy, who is going to scoop it and get the out to start the inning. Owen Beekholder now has his 13th out of the game.
My dad's told me he played baseball in high school, and he was really good at
Now to
getting
bat
in front of
number
the ball,
12, Nick
not
Smith.
catching it.
Oh, yeah, that's the second part of the equation that
You know.
hard for some. One of the craziest things, granted, he's running the computer and the scoreboard for us right now. One of the craziest things I ever saw whenever I was coaching, it was also one of my favorite memories. It was also, you know what, it's kind of payback because I was really literal with Coach Lay and did what he said. And I was talking, it was just like open field. It wasn't even really like practice yet. It was like in winter, you know. But the guys were out here throwing, and I had just made a comment to them, you know, like, hey, you know, do what you can to keep the ball in front of you. Try not to let it go, you know, bounce past you, things like that. And I had this one guy who hadn't played baseball in a very long time who took that too literal, and he was afraid that I think he was going to get, as that ball just gets under Maddox Parker, who is now playing second base, his glove, goes into the right field. Max is a senior here at OHS as well. But he took it too literal, and it was Dominic Gargaitis. He was throwing the ball, and Dominic always liked to play a long toss from really far out. He'd work it really, really far out. Well, this kid panicked, and he thought that he wasn't going to be able to catch the ball, so he takes off running. And like I said, he hadn't played in a few years, so he wasn't sure of himself catching the ball. So he just, like, jumped up and, like, stopped it with it. He, like, Happy Gilmore'd it with his chest. And then I watched it happen, and I was just like, dude, what? Why did you do that? He's like, I was just trying to keep it in front of me, coach.
Okay. Not like
I
that.
was like, use your glove, man. That's why you got it. So I was like, you took that very literally, and I am proud of you.
God, that had to hurt.
Multiple times in the dugout.
But don't do that again, please.
Yeah.
I think it's not that serious.
My dad was an outfielder, and he woke up many times in the dugout.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, as I said, he was really good at getting in front of the ball. He would just put his hand up and just go, whoop, whoop.
In softball, do you play four corners? Is that a thing? You know what I'm talking about? It's like where the catcher starts throwing you third base throws to second throws to first, and you go around in a circle. And then after you do that so many times, you do it the opposite way. That ball skied out to left field. It looks like Bailey's camped under it, catches it, throws it into Zayden.
Not that I recall, but I didn't play infield, so.
We had this guy that I went to high school with, and he could throw really, really far. So our goal was just, like, to try to get this guy to play baseball just to see, like, what he could do. We had no idea what else he could do, but, like, that was it. That was what we're like, wow, this guy could throw a dodgeball really far. So we gave him a baseball. He could throw it really far. Like, you should come out for baseball, dude. Let's just see how it goes. Comes out. He's a relatively athletic kid. But we were playing four corners on the very first day of practice, and our first baseman, Ethan Joris, he could throw really hard. He was our starting pitcher, too. But when he threw, the ball tailed a lot, and it tailed as it was coming to him, and it hit the guy right in the forehead. I mean, it could not have hit him any more directly in the forehead. I don't know how on earth it didn't just straight up knock him out, but it did hit him directly in the forehead, and that was his last day of baseball practice. But he could throw really far, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But you take one off the forehead, and you're like,
Yeah, you're
I don't know if I want to do this anymore.
done. What's happening?
I think subbing
they take
out
all the
seniors.
Aw. That's so sad.
Apologize, our camera right below us went out, so Anya, you're solo for a moment.
Okay. That's the moment they'll remember, is getting subbed out and have everyone clap for you. Definitely some of the It's one of the most memorable, but also one of the more emotional moments for sure. But it's just kind of nice to hear everyone cheering for you after all your hard work. Is that Chris pitching out there? What?
There is a runner on second.
Okay, Chris.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, and this is something I haven't seen all season long. Chris Allen, the Dutchman catcher, comes to the mound, and it looks like he's going to pitch. Have you ever seen Chris pitch?
No, I don't think so.
I never have. This is a first for me.
Yeah. He's also someone that's just super athletic, and he's smart. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, one of the smartest kids I ever had in math class.
Yeah.
Very, very quick when it came to learning something new. What subject do you want to teach, Anya? I guess as an elementary, you teach a little bit of everything.
Yeah, if I had to choose like a specific subject, I think like probably ELA type of or like instruction would be nice. I think that's what I want to get my master's in is literacy.
Okay.
And so it's like I could do my mom's job where she does like the Title I literacy. And I could do like what Courtney Henson does with math, but with literacy, just kind of coach for teachers and stuff. So it'd give me a wide range if I ever decided the classroom wasn't for me, or when I get older, if I just need kind of less of a regular classroom vibe, I'd have more options. So.
What's she going to coach? Coach Johnson, our athletic director, wants to know what you're going to coach.
I mean, I wouldn't mind coaching some basketball. I think it'd be fun.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It is a lot of fun. Like, if you have a sport that you're really passionate about it, I will say it's a ton of fun to go coach it.
Landon Adams.
There's these weird moments, though, I will say, like when you're coaching a sport that you used to care so much about playing, that you, like, have these nostalgia moments come over you, like in a certain scenario, or, like, it just reminds you of when you played that ball is going to be ripped to left field, and it might be Cuba getting on board for the first time here, and no, they're going to hold them up at third. Runner is going to advance to second on the throw that got past the cutoff man. So on Chris's first pitch, hammered to left field, it's going to bring number 13 for the Wildcats up the plate here.
Now batting number 13.
With the biggest threat they've had in the game so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing about teaching in the school district that you went to school in, too. I will say, I don't know how to – I've heard this term before. I don't know if it's the correct term, and I might not be using it correctly, so just make fun of me if I am. But, like, sometimes, like, you'll be walking around, or at least this is for me, and you see, like, the ghost of, like, memories of things that happened in certain places, you know? Like, obviously, I've spent a lot of time in that school from – you know, being a student to now being a teacher. And if I go back to a place where I have a memory with, like, one of my classmates, especially if it's a good memory, it's one of those things where it's like, you just, like, you feel that moment even though it happened 4 million years ago with how old I am now, right?
Yeah, sorry. This guy's bat is really cool. I just got to say that before I forget it. I think it's cool.
I got into a conversation about these kind of bats. As Chris gets a strikeout here, is going to send us to the bottom of the fourth inning. And if the Dutchman can play two, that's going to end this thing here with a 15-0 mercy rule going into district play. I feel like it would be remiss of me if I did not talk about districts coming up. The Dutchmen are the number 1 seed in their district bracket. If you're interested in seeing that, I don't have a copy of that right now. I'll load it onto the computer. So I apologize for that. But if you want to know who's in their district, it's on screen right now. Dutchman got the number 1 seed. I know the number 2 seed is Sullivan. Dutchman had a big win a couple weeks ago against Sullivan. Sullivan has a pitcher that is committed to playing at Texas Tech by the last name of Gower. He does very, very well. He took the game into the 7th inning, recording the first out of the 7th inning, but once he came out, the Dutchmen were able to score the 2 runs that they needed to take the lead, and they held on to win that game by, I believe, a score of 4-3. So they were able to secure the 1 seed over Sullivan, mostly because of that victory. Obviously, we're playing Cuba here today. We've beat everyone in this district during the regular season, but the one thing that you need to remember is that you still got to be able to show up in districts, because just because you beat them in the regular season does not mean that it's going to be given to you in districts. Dutchmen will play the winner of Salem and St. Clair on Monday next week in St. Clair. So whoever wins the Salem and actually I think it's St. James. The winner of Salem and St. James, that's who they will play on Monday next week. And then if they were to win that game and advance to the championship round because they get a bye in the first round, they will play on Friday next week, which is very interesting to me that there's that much time in between a Monday-Friday district championship, because that means that the players will be able to rest up as far as their pitch counts go.
So that'll be nice.
Yeah. So it's possible that a team could throw their ace pitcher on both Monday and on Friday if they were to throw them under the 60 pitch count limit on Monday.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see. There'll be a lot of strategy. I'm sure that's something the coaches will talk about and try to figure out. Tucker Sassman batting first here in this bottom of the fourth inning. Dutchmen are looking to try to plate 2. And now I know that Coach Johnson has, kind of echoed the idea of coaching and teaching, but your plan is not to teach in Owensville, correct? You want to teach somewhere else, don't you?
Yeah.
That was our conversation last year.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you reserve the right to change your mind.
Yes,
we would take
I
you
know.
in Owensville. I know that we would love to have you in Owensville, but I also understand wanting to go try other places.
And I do know that I still have obviously like 2 more years till I decide, and I'll probably change as a person in my mind, whatever. But the East Coast is like where I'm thinking about.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. Is there a particular place on the East Coast that interests you more than others? Tucker Sassman's going to record a hit here.
Oh.
Tucker is a freshman.
Oh.
Outfield took an unbelievably bad hop there, as I don't think you can even give an error to the center fielder.
Yeah, I think he just
based on
slipped.
the hop. Well, I don't think it was. I think the ball took an irregular hop that you can't really prepare for, so I would actually give Tucker probably a pretty chintzy double on that one.
For the Dutchman,
Because
number 42.
there's nothing the outfielder really could have done there, I don't think. We'll see. Not that it really matters.
No.
See Tucker get his lead off. He represents the 14th run. We need 15. Okay, back to the East Coast. Oh, my God.
Dang.
What a great bunt.
That is good.
About as good of a bunt as you can expect to have laid down by somebody coming off the bench. And I believe that's Liam Rasmussen. Is that right?
Yes, that's Liam, I'm pretty sure.
Lays down a gorgeous bunt. Third baseman tries to throw it over to first. Unable to beat Liam. And it was an errant throw, which scored Tucker from second base and ended up with Liam on second base. So the walk-off run now stands just 180 feet away at second base. Matt Eckelkamp in his second at-bat of the season. He hits a squibber to the second baseman, advances the runner, and that was not Matt Eckelkamp. Who is that? Somebody who's got a lot of
Now batting number 23, Chase Wyrick.
shin guards. He's wearing 2 shin guards.
Number 30. Oh, is that Brendan Karami? I think it is.
I guess.
It looked like his face. I don't know for sure.
All right, with a runner on third now, Dutchmen just need to put the ball in play here. Infield's playing in-ish. Looks like the corners are playing in. And it doesn't matter. Chase Wyrick is going to hit that deep enough. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to be the walk-off run. 15 after 3. Dutchmen win the final game of the season. Anya, thank you so much for joining on the broadcast. And good luck on your future teaching endeavors. It was fun to have you in TV studio, and thanks for coming back. And again, ladies and gentlemen, I literally saw her walking in the parking lot, and I said, hey, you want to broadcast with me?
Hey, it was fine. It was nice to catch up a bit.
Yes. Well, enjoy the week with your family and celebrating